So, welcome everyone to our candlelight Zikr service. We are honoring the Great Mother in this service this evening. And this gathering begins our annual celebration of Mary Magdalene's Feast Day, which actually occurred on Thursday, but we are still in that energy of honoring her on her annual day. Our celebration continues tomorrow for those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere on Zoom at 1 o'clock. And then we have an evening session for both North and South Hemispheres, deepening for dance leaders and other dancers who are interested in attending. And that starts at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time and 8:30 a.m. on Sunday. All these sessions will be recorded and we'll make them available as we get them ready to be shared. So for our service tonight, I'd like to introduce you to the two beautiful women who will be joining me in presenting this service. Sophia from Australia, and Farunnissa Rosa, who is here visiting from Durham, and I'm so happy that she could be here in person with us. This Great Mother candlelighting ritual was inspired by the universal worship service created by Hazrat Inayat Khan, who brought the Sufi message of love, harmony, and beauty to the Western world in the early 1900s. In May of this year, we celebrated the 100th anniversary of that service, and it was designed to spread the message of the unity of religious ideals by bringing all religions and spiritual traditions to one altar. Our service tonight will include the 6 major religions that were part of the original service, plus 2 others. After we've completed the candlelighting, we will close with a Great Mother invocation dance, followed by a seated zikr meditation, and that will end the meeting, and we will end in silence.
Everything lost is found again.
In a new form, in a new way.
Everything hurt is healed again.
In a new form, in a new time, in a new day.
Change is, touch is. Touch is, change is.
Change us, touch us, touch us, change us. To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light symbolizing Sophia, the holy wisdom found in all religions and sacred traditions of the world.
Sophia, Lady Wisdom, the persona of the Book of Proverbs. I could probably spotlight
here. We were adding you to the spotlight.
Yep.
Yeah, so that removed the spotlight from us.
Okay.
Whatever you did.
All right. Start again. So Lady Wisdom, or Sophia, she is the persona of the Book of Proverbs, a mysteriously allegorical combination of goddess, prophetess, and angelic messenger. She is God's handmaiden or consort who describes the attributes of human decency with a feminine common sense. Before the creation of the skies, the earth, and the sea, she was beside God as the creating goddess. Sophia is both silent and veiled. She is a black goddess. Black because she is primal, and veiled because she hides her glory. She is primarily the keeper of earthly and heavenly wisdom, and the guardian of its laws. On one hand, she can shock and terrify, while on the other she is gloriously beautiful, ageless, eternal, mediating transcendent spirituality.
Sophia said, Yahweh created me, first fruits of his fashioning, before the oldest of his works. From everlasting, I was firmly set from the beginning, before the earth came into being. And now my children listen to me. Happy are those who keep my ways. Listen to instruction and become wise. Do not reject it. Blessed whoever listens to me, who day after day keeps watch at my gates to guard my portals. I will give thee the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of secret places. And please join together in chanting the name Sophia. Sophia, 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 Sophia.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light, symbolizing Kali, the dark mother of the Hindu religion.
Kali, the beautiful but fearsome and ferocious form of the Dark Mother. She is one of the many manifestations of Shakti. However, she is a deity with whom devotees have a very loving and intimate bond, in spite of her fearful appearance. In this relationship, the worshipper becomes a child, and Kali assumes the form of the ever-caring mother.
Kali said, "My child, you need not know much in order to please me. Only love me dearly. Speak to me as you would talk to your mother if she had taken you in her arms." And please chant with me the name Kali. Kali, 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 Kali.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light, symbolizing Kuan Yin, the Bodhisattva of the Buddhist religion.
The Buddhist ideal was the Bodhisattva, one whose essence is perfected wisdom and who renounces nirvana to help all sentient beings and attain liberation. She hears the suffering of the world and comes to any of us who call for her help. The best loved of all bodhisattvas is the goddess of mercy, Kuan Yin, in China.
Kuan Yin said, I would be a protector for those without protection, a leader for those who journey, and a bridge, a boat, a passage for those desiring the further shore. For all creatures, I would be a lantern for those desiring a lantern. For the caravan of humanity moving along the road of being, hungering for the enjoyment of happiness, this happiness banquet is prepared for the complete refreshing of every being who comes to it. And please join me in chanting Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light, symbolizing Almaty, the archangel of the earth of a Zoroastrian religion.
Spenta Armaiti. She represents the divine feminine in Zoroastrianism. She transmits melodious flow of thoughts and ideas and is known as the world soul, who is the immortal, responsible for the earth. Also called the mistress of the dwelling place. She is mother of all created things on earth. As angel of earth, she has a special kinship with the human soul and is the sole power that gives birth through human choice to the whole spectrum of the physical plane.
Almighty said, "As Spenta, I am the auspicious one, endowed with a vibrant, splendid life force, the sacred. I am the guardian of the sacred earth and women. Creation comes about through the union of my sacred focus and right meditation with the wise Ahura Mazda. I am the good working serenity of God's creation. I am known by many names: divine wisdom, devotion, piety, benevolence, loving kindness, right-mindedness, peace and love, tranquility and serenity. I will grant you words to guide and strength to act, so that you may freely choose the path you tread. I stand by to counsel with you whenever you are in doubt. Directly through the Spirit, I come." Let us chant together the name Almighty. Almighty, 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 Almighty.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light symbolizing Isis, the Black goddess of the ancient Egyptian religion.
Isis, the goddess queen of the Egyptian civilization of the Nile River Valley. She was worshipped as having power over life and death. Isis was prayed to as a divine source of fertility in life and of an afterlife in death. She was also worshipped as the protector of her brother Osiris and the mother of their child Horus. The magical powers associated with the name of Isis made her known as a goddess of wisdom.
Isis said, "I gave and ordained laws which can be dissolved by no one. I am she that is called goddess by women. I divided the earth from the heaven. I showed the paths of the stars. I ordained the course of the sun and the moon. I devised business in the sea. I made strong the right. I brought together women and men. I am nature, the universal mother, mistress of all the elements, primordial child of time, queen of the dead, queen also of the immortals, the single manifestation of all gods and goddesses that are. And let's chant together the name Isis. Isis, 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 Isis.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light, symbolizing Miriam, the prophetess of the Jewish religion.
Sister of Moses, Miriam's earliest prophecies came at the age of 5. She became known as Miriam the prophetess when the Hebrew women began to think of her as their leader. She inspired them to resist despairing over Pharaoh's darkest decree, the killing of Hebrews' sons. After God parted the Red Sea, delivering the children of Israel from the Egyptians, Moses and the people of Israel sang this song to God. I will sing to the Lord, who has triumphed gloriously. The horses and drivers have been hurled into the sea. Then Miriam the prophetess held a timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her, joining in the singing and dancing with their own timbrels.
Miriam said, "The world is so much in need of healing. So many suffer, so many stumble forward in ignorance, so many lose hope. So often we despair, yet despite our discouragements, still we struggle on, knowing that together we can redeem the world. Know that when things seem most bleak, the one who dwells in this world is always nearby to help you. I always offer you succor, the healing waters of my well. Drink deep of its nourishing waters and be renewed." And let us chant together the name Miriam. Miriam, 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 Miriam.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light symbolizing Mary Magdalene, apostle of the apostles of the Christian religion.
Mary Magdalene was the first at the tomb on Easter morning, and thus the first eyewitness and messenger of the central fact of Christian revelation, the resurrection. Mary Magdalene represents the beginning of the Christian apostolic tradition, as well as woman's mystical knowledge of the love of the beloved through divine union. From the Gospel of Mary we read, "Then Mary arose and embraced them all and began to speak to her brothers."
Mary Magdalene said, "Do not remain in sorrow and doubt, for his grace will guide you and comfort you. Instead, let us praise his greatness, for he has prepared us for this. He is calling upon us to become fully human." And let's chant together the name Magdalene. Magdalene, 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 Magdalene.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light, symbolizing Fatima, daughter of Muhammad, of the religion of Islam.
Among Fatima's titles are the Shining One and leader of the women of the universe. As mother of the holy imams, political and religious leaders believed to be a repository of wisdom, she assumes a role that makes her a recurrence of Sophia. She is considered to be the source of the imam's wisdom because she is the hidden tablet upon which God has written. Once birth is given to the spirit, this feminine principle remains as Fatima, the creative feminine, the daughter of the prophet, in a state of potentiality within the spirit reborn.
Fatima said, "All that the prophet knew and was, I am, but cannot say." God has required us to be obeyed for the sake of protection of the community and leadership. And our leadership is obligatory against disunity. Allah executed and rendered justice for the sake of putting together the harmonization of the hearts. Let us chant together the name Fatima. Fatima, 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 Fatima.
To the glory of the Great Mother, we kindle the light symbolizing all those who, known or unknown to the world, live in the divine feminine stream of light. From the Gayan, we read these words of Hazrat Pir Murshid Inayat Khan. Love is the Divine Mother's arms. And when those arms are outspread, every soul falls into them. And let's take a moment of silence now to breathe the light of the Great Mother into our hearts. Do you want to stand with me, Baba? Amen.
This is the benediction. May the blessings of the Great Mother rest upon you. May her peace abide with you. May her presence illuminate your heart, now and forevermore. Amen.
want to just spotlight the altar and the music now?
Yeah, so just like remove the spotlight.
Could you do that? So we're going to begin the Great Mother Invocation dance. And Anna Sophia, I believe, is going to put those words on the chat.
Paste, and here we go.
And the words are the names of all of these great beings that we've just invoked. And the final line is, bless us with your love. So we'll sing through it a couple of times, and then Farunnissa and I will lead the dance, which is the traditional zikr movements that we're all familiar with, leaning left, raising, leaning right, and on the last phrase, sweeping our head from left to right over the heart and bow to the heart. Sophia, Kali, Kwan Yin, our mighty Isis, Miriam, Magdalene, Fatima, bless us with your love. Sophia, Kali, Kwan Yin, our mighty Isis, Miriam, Magdalene, Fatima, bless us with your love. So we're going to dance to the recording of this music, and Anna Sophia is going to get that started for us. Should I just keep playing? We're not hearing it here, Anna.
I think perhaps Anna may need to unmute herself.
Anna Sophia, you're muted. Still muted. You're still muted, Anna Sophia.
Actually, I think she's
Okay.
frozen. I think that's what the problem is. Oh, good.
Got it. I'll go back to the beginning.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Sophia, Kali, Kwan Yin, and the energy and the light of these great beings who are at hand with us, blessing us with their love. So we're going to close with a seated meditation. And this uses one of the names of Mary Magdalene, Kali Kala, which is the dark and the bright bride, Kali Kala Elohim. The Elohim is the Hebrew name for the one and the many, God the Father and Mother. And I'd like to just share this brief reading with you from the Sophia, Gnostic Sophian tradition of Mary Magdalene. From one generation to another, the soul of Our Lady, Mary Magdalene, is incarnate as a holy woman. From her holy soul are 7 rays, each embodying a face of the Holy Bride. From 1, there are 7, and from 7, there are 7 times 7, so that a matrix of 49 is manifest in the world. Thus she comes as one and many, and her holy soul is always among us, laboring to give birth to the second coming of Christ. So it shall be until her labor comes to fruition. So the words throughout are Kali, Kala, Elohim. We'll begin with just leaning to the right and straightening on the Kali, Kalas. When we get to Elohim, and we'll have our hands crossed over our hearts, when we get to Elohim, we're going to make this motion with our palms radiating out. And this is radiating the 7 rays of Mary's soul. Then on the second part, we'll be dropping our head on Kali and raising it on Kala. And we do that. And then on the Elohim, we'll do the sweeping movement from left to right. And in this movement, we're feeling the divine union of the masculine and feminine in our hearts. So I'm going to sing it with you a couple of times and then we'll play the recording. Elohim. So after the music ends, we will remain in silence for a moment, and then we will end the meeting in silence.
To share your screen. Have to share your screen.
Okay, so they're not hearing it.
No, you have to share your screen.
Okay, sorry, I have to start over. Amen.